Losing weight before a fight is one of the hardest challenges a fighter has to overcome during the fight camp. If you miss the weigh-ins, you can be fined and taking money out of your purse, or even the fight cancelled, and you don't want that. You want to fight, that's why you're training. During my career, I had a couple of hard weight losses, and the hardest one was like 60 kilograms in 3 weeks I had to lose to make the weigh-ins and to fight. I started to learn to implement good habits to help me maintain my weight and to make my weight loss easily to get past the weigh-ins. To not go through that suffering again of losing a lot of weight before a fight, I started to learn to implement some habits that will help me lose weight easily during my fight camp, and to not focus only on losing weight during my training camp, and to focus on developing my fighting strategy that will help me win my fight. The first thing that I started to do is to weigh myself daily, because the weight fluctuates, and when you weigh yourself daily, you can know for sure what's your weight, what's your real weight. For example, if you weigh yourself 7 days in a row, you add them all up and divide it by 7, and that's your real weight. So that's your starting point when you want to lose weight. And weighing yourself daily makes you accountable about the decisions that you're going to make in that day. If you have a little bit over your goal weight, you can cut a little bit from the food, but it makes you think a lot. It makes you accountable. That's why it's really important to weigh yourself daily. Of course, diet is important too when you're trying to lose weight before a fight. I tried a lot of diet trends, but the most effective one for me, it is intermittent fasting. I'm doing intermittent fasting daily. It helps me a lot. I'm doing my morning trainings on an empty stomach. I have a lot of energy. I have a big lunch in the afternoon that fills me up. I can eat big meal that I want to eat. It satisfies me. Then I have a little bit of a break, like a 2-hour break. After that, I'm back in the gym in the evening, where I have another 3 classes. In the evening, I have another big meal, and it helps me. What you eat, it's important too during intermittent fasting. I take a lot of supplements too, that's important. Electrolytes in the morning after my training, creatine, vitamins. Now in the winter, I take a lot of multivitamins, but I try to eat as clean as possible to maintain my weight out of the fight camp. I'm usually fighting at 77 kilos, welterweight division. And right about now, I have approximately 85 kilograms. When I'm starting my fight camp, I lose weight pretty fast. Like I'm going down in 2 weeks to 81, 82 kilograms only from training. And after that, I adjust from food in the last week of my fight camp. I don't eat carbs in the last week. I focus on mostly on protein and veggies, and I lose weight pretty fast. But this is for me. It works for me. Everyone is different. Not everything works for everyone. So it's not one diet fits all. You have to find the right things that works for you, that gives you energy during the training, that you don't feel sluggish. It's important to figure out what works for you. I eat pretty clean: chicken, steak. I eat pork rarely, once or twice per month. And carbs, I eat potatoes. I like potatoes. Veggies, of course. And I have kind of a sweet tooth during the week when I'm having a lot of trainings in the morning, in the afternoon. I crave sweets a lot. So to satisfy my sweet tooth, I eat dates. Dates are good for me. Before training, I have a few dates, and it gives me a lot of energy. And sometimes I eat chocolate too, especially when I'm outside of fight camp. When I'm preparing for a fight, it's all in. I'm locked in and have a clean diet from start to the end, to not be focused on losing weight. How can I lose the last 2 or 3 kilograms? Just to be focused on training, developing my fighting strategy that will help me win. That's the most important thing. And to have energy during my training, to perform well during the training, because performing well during your trainings, it will give you the confidence that you're ready to fight to win. Developing a good weight loss strategy before a fight, it's a really hard thing to do because everyone is different. We are different individuals, but try to stick to the basics, like weighing yourself daily. Try to see what foods work for you, what foods don't work for you. I have a journal. That's another important thing, that I have a food journal. I note in there what foods give me energy and what foods don't give me energy. Like I have noted big, don't eat peanut butter before trainings because it will make you feel worse during your training. So I don't eat peanut butter before trainings. I eat sometimes peanut butter, but in the weekends. But keeping a food journal will help you know yourself better. What you like to eat, what you don't like to eat, and what works for you and what don't works for you. I'm doing this for, I think, since I started training. I kept a food journal, and even right now I keep a food journal because I like it. I like it to note things down and to learn. But developing good habits will help you maintain your goal weight, that will help you easily lose weight before a fight to pass the weigh-ins. Because I told you, that's one of the hardest challenges that every fighter has to overcome. These are a few things that I do during and outside of my fight camp that help me maintain my goal weight and to make my weight loss easily during my fight camp and to develop good habits. Of course, as I told you, I'm focusing on diet too. I try to eat as clean as possible and not eating carbs in the last week during my fight camp before the weigh-ins. I try to eat 2 big meals and a small snack before trainings. Like for lunch I have chicken thighs with potatoes or rice, but I don't quite like rice, but I eat a lot of potatoes. And in the evening, a steak with some veggies. And with the sweets, I try to be careful, maybe once or twice per week, even if I'm outside of fight camp, and try to eat as clean as possible. But I indulge myself when I'm going to a party or to a wedding. I'm eating and probably drinking a glass of wine, but I focus to eat as clean as possible during the week, weigh myself every day to know what my weight is and to know when to cut back on food and to develop good habits. I'm curious to know, what is your weight loss strategy before a fight? What are the things that you do before a fight that help you lose weight easily? Until next time, stay strong, be unstoppable, champ.